Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My main job the next few minutes is to give a briefing to the graduates to let them know really where we need you to be, what we need you to do to make sure that you're going across the stage at the right time. Before I start, however, I just need to make sure that the following people are not sitting in the room somewhere. Yu Chen Jiang, Ji Lai, Daniel Taylor, Araz Amin, Janine Scammell, and Sakaya Rashidi. Okay, thank you. Okay, good morning. Welcome. Congratulations. First thing I need to ask you to do is, can you all please remove your hats? You're not yet entitled to wear them. At the end of the ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor will ask you to put your hats on immediately before conferring the awards upon you. But until that point in time, can you keep your hats off, please? Linked into the fact that the names that I've just read out, the most important thing for this ceremony to work is that you are sitting in the right seat and that we know that you are here. You will get called up onto the stage and we will set you up to be in the right place to come across the stage based on where you are sitting. You have been seated in the order of what we call the lectern, which is the script that everybody will work from. If you are sitting in the wrong seat, you may lose your opportunity to go across the stage because we will simply move on. So it is very important that you are in the place that you need to be. So can you please check that you've got a ticket? That was me calling out the names. So those names that I have just called out, those names are about to be stripped off the lectern so that we don't call them. Make sure you've got a ticket. Make sure the seat number on that ticket matches the number on the back of your chair. And to help you, your name should also be on the back of your chair. So no matter how many times you've checked, make sure that you are in the right seat. Okay, the ceremony is due to start at 10:30. We would appreciate it, now that you are in the right seat and confirm that you're in the right seat, if you could delay any need to go to the toilet until you have been across the stage. Now we've got you in the right place, we'd like to keep you in the right place until you've walked across this stage. If you do need to go, please can you just let a marshal know that you're disappearing, because otherwise, as I say, if you're not where we need you to be, we'll just move on. So we can at least give you an indication as to whether or not we think you'll be able to get out, get back before you're due to go across the stage. Can you please make sure that your mobile phones are switched off or switched to silent? And I'd make that request of the guests in the room as well. There's an awful lot of microphones around the place. They will tend to interfere, the danger that they'll interfere with the sound, but particularly if you're about to go across the stage, we don't want them going off just at the moment that you're about to shake the guest of honour's hand. So the start of the procession, or the start of the ceremony, will be the academic procession coming in from the far side. They will walk up, the academics will take their seats in the front, and the actual stage party will come onto the stage, and you'll get a welcome from the Vice-Chancellor. Once the main event starts, we will come and fetch you. There's a number of marshals around the room, and we will come and fetch you at the time that we need to have you ready to go onto the stage. Now, typically the people at the front are listening quite intently now because they think they're going to be first. You can relax, because we start at the back and we work forward. So whoever is sitting in, it'll probably be, there you go, you sir, you are the first. If you get it right, we're going to be fine. So no pressure. No matter where you are sitting, however, you are all going to take the same route. You are going to get up and you're going to walk that way. As you get to the end of the row, Jessica will check your name to make sure that you are who you think you are. You will then process up the wall, and you will be checked again in the corner, just to make sure that you haven't got lost between coming out of your row and getting halfway up. And then here we have what we call the launcher, our last hope of getting it right. And again, we will check your name. And that last check should be a few seconds before your name is then called by the dean or the associate dean to get you across the stage. So we take people in rows. We do it row at a time. So people who are sitting on this end of the row, can you be very conscious of when the start of the row is called? And we need you to get up as quickly as possible, and as quickly as possible make your way to the end of the row. Everything that you've got in terms of property, your hat, bags, whatever you've got with you, can you leave at your seat? Make sure it's tucked under, but if this works right, you will come back to that seat. So you want your hands free to be able to shake hands as you go across the stage. So when you go across, you'll go off at the far end, you'll then go down the aisle at that side, along the back, and then up here and into your row. And if you do it in that way, you won't ever have to step over somebody to get out or to get back in. You should then have a clear route all the way through. With that in mind, can I ask that the guests resist the urge to move into the aisles to take photographs? We don't want the aisles blocked to then block the graduates' route back to their seats. And you also might be blocking the view of other people who are wanting to see their loved ones go across the stage. Going across the stage is obviously a significant part of this morning's proceedings. And there are a number of ways in which you can do it. We can control everything that happens from getting you to where you are now to that point. We can pretty much control everything from the end of the stage to getting you back. We cannot control what happens from that stair to that stair. That is entirely up to you. So just to give you an example of a way to do it. Your name will be called. Martin. What I would say to you is that whilst you may be the most important people in the room this morning, the truth is this ceremony isn't for you. The truth is it's for the people here. They want to be able to take pride in your achievements, and you should take pride in your achievements. So when you go across the stage, give them an opportunity to. Don't scuttle across like a frightened rabbit in headlights. I guarantee no matter how high your heels, you will not forget how to walk from that end to that end. You've been doing it for a long time now. So take your time, enjoy it, give them an opportunity to enjoy it, and milk it for all it's worth. So I already said you'll return to your seats, going down the aisle that way along the back, and you should just slip in. We've got two faculties represented here this morning. We have a semi-break in the middle from the undergraduate, postgraduate awards, where we'll have a number of PhD students in the middle of the ceremony and then a PhD student at the end of the ceremony. We'll then have, once all the students have been across the stage, we'll then have the speech from the guest of honour, who this morning is Chris Mullin, and then the Vice-Chancellor will address you finally, invite you to put your hats back on, and will confer the awards upon you and upon those students who are unable to be here today. Two more final things. Firstly, this is a celebration. And I say this to everybody in the room. We don't expect you to sit quietly and demurely clap as people walk across the stage. Feel free to shout, cheer, make as much noise as you want as your loved ones are going across the stage. Make as much noise as you want as your colleagues are going across the stage. Enjoy it. Finally, by way of a gift from the Stadium of Light, Graduates are able, if they wish, to get a pair of tickets for either the Stoke game on Saturday, 28th, or for the Watford game on the 12th. It's a pair of free tickets to all graduates. It's one match or the other. If you go to the Futures stand in the Black Cats bar at the end of the ceremony, they will present you with a voucher, and you can then redeem that voucher at the ticket office and get your pair of tickets. So it's a gift to all graduates this week from the Stadium of Light. So on behalf of the university, on behalf of you, many thanks to the stadium for that. Final point, you will have seen, I think in places around the room, there is a hashtag, away the grads, on Twitter. If you are the tweeting kind, please feel free to tweet away either through the ceremony or after the ceremony. We do always enjoy seeing the kind of day that you've had and things that you've been up to. So finally, congratulations once again. I hope you have a great day. I hope the ceremony works well for you. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the University of Sunderland Awards ceremony. Before the ceremony starts, please would you just ensure that all your mobile phones are either off or switched to silent. You're welcome to take photographs and video during the ceremony, but please do not move around or stand up to do so. If you do, you will block the view for people behind you and spoil their enjoyment of the ceremony. The actual conferment of the awards is at the end of the ceremony, so please remain in your seats until the ceremony is finished. If there is a fire or other emergency, an announcement will be made over the tannoy system, and stadium marshals will guide you out of the stadium to an assembly point. Finally, this is a time of celebration and for showing appreciation for the achievements of our graduates. So please do show your appreciation as they cross the stage in a few minutes, and make sure that they hear your applause and your cheers. I hope that you enjoy the ceremony. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you all please stand for the academic procession?
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, guests, would you please welcome on stage to open the ceremony, Dedici Voce.
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was a top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie-woogie bugle boy of Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. He really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next day the cap went out and drafted a band, and now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie-woogie bugle boy of Company B. A boo, a two, a boodly-a-doo. He blows eight to the bar. In boogie rhythm, he can't blow a note unless his bass and guitar are playing with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie-woogie bugle boy of Company B. He was the boogie-woogie bugle boy of Company B. And when he played his boogie-woogie bugle, he was busy as a busy bee. And when he played, he made the company jump at 8 to the bar. He was the boogie-woogie bugle boy of Company B. Yada doodly yada, toot-toot, he blows 8 to the bar. Cal put an order for bass and guitar to play with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie-woogie bugle boy of Company B. He puts the boys to sleep with boogie every night and wakes them up the same way in the early bright. They clap their hands and stamp their feet, 'cause they know how it goes when someone gets to the beat. Whoa, whoa, he wakes them up when he plays reveille. The boogie-woogie bugle boy of Company B. A boo, a two, a boogie, a do-do-do-do-do-do-do. 8 to the bar. Can I put an order for bass and guitar and humbug? Company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie-woogie bugle boy of Company B. We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have traveled land and sea. But as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would wait forever, exalted in the sea. As long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step you take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, gave you another name, switch up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. No, with all of your heart, you can't shake me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no. No place I'd rather be. No, 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 no. No place I'd rather be. No, 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 no. No place I'd rather be. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. No, with all of your heart, you can't shake me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no. No place I'd rather be. No, 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 no. No place I'd rather be. No, 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 no. No place I'd rather be. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be.
I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Mrs. Shirley Atkinson, to address you.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, a very big thank you to Duodici, who are the university's a cappella group, and they are fantastic, made up of students and graduates from the university. You may have seen them performing elsewhere in the Northeast because they are on that kind of trajectory now where they are giving public performances, and we're very grateful that they were able to be with us this morning. So thank you. So, to the ceremony itself. Chairman, distinguished guests, colleagues, friends, families and graduates, may I offer a very sincere welcome to the university's Academic Awards ceremony for the Faculty of Arts, Design and Media and the Faculty of Education and Society. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this great venue, and my thanks go to the staff at the football club who work tirelessly to make our graduation so special. I'm genuinely delighted to be the first to offer my warmest congratulations to our graduates. This is your day, and after all of your hard work, you thoroughly deserve to celebrate. I'd particularly like to thank the families and friends of our graduates, who we know support you throughout your time with us. And finally, I'm especially delighted to welcome our distinguished guest of honour to our ceremony today, esteemed author, journalist and politician Chris Mullin. Chris was a Member of Parliament for Sunderland South from 1987 to 2010. During this time, he was a minister in 3 departments: Environment, Transport and Regions, International Development and the Foreign Office. Chris is the author of 3 novels, including the classic political thriller A Very British Coup, the television version of which won BAFTA and Emmy Awards, and Error of Judgment, The Truth About the Birmingham Bombings, which led to the correction of one of the biggest miscarriages of justice in British legal history. And more recently, 3 highly acclaimed volumes from his political diaries, A Walk on Part, A View from the Foothills, and Decline and Fall. Chris, we are delighted you can be with us today. I have no doubt you will be a true inspiration to all of our graduates as they go on to their future lives and careers. I'd now like to briefly share some of the university achievements over the past year. In January, we received the full results from the Research Excellence Framework, the process by which the quality of research within UK institutions is measured. 40% of our staff took part in this exercise, and we were thrilled to learn that all 13 areas submitted were classified as internationally excellent, with 10 rated as world-leading. We also received excellent results in the National Student Survey, the measure used to assess the quality of the student experience in the sector. We received our highest ever overall satisfaction rating at 86%. And we have a number of subject areas in the top 5 in the UK for teaching, assessment and feedback, and personal development. The quality of the student experience at Sunderland is also becoming evident in other areas. Figures this year show the increasing number of graduates going into professional jobs. More than 60% of graduates went straight into graduate-level jobs last year, and overall 92.5% of students last year were in jobs or further study within 6 months of graduating. As well as investing in research, exceptional teaching staff and industry engagement, we continue to build on our substantial estate. In July next year, we'll have completed Phase 2 of the Sciences Complex, which includes a world-class innovative point-of-care testing facility, exemplar learning and teaching spaces, and high-end research laboratories. And this time next year, we'll open our new Centre for Enterprise and Innovation. The £10 million centre will offer space, facilities and expertise for student entrepreneurs and new startups, and will be the gateway to enterprise and innovation across the university, and it will also be home to the North East's first Fab Lab. We were thrilled last night when our very own National Glass Centre received the Silver Award for Large Visitor Attraction in the North East Tourism Awards. Investments such as these will further increase our contribution to the UK economy. We deliver a 20-to-1 return on investment for every pound of public investment in the university and generate 400 million of gross value added to the economy while supporting 5,300 jobs in the North East. Our global impact is also growing. We currently have around 10,000 international students from 89 nationalities studying at our campuses in Sunderland, in London, and with university and college partners in 20 countries across the world. I'm delighted that our efforts over the past year have been recognised nationally. We have been shortlisted across several categories at the Times Higher Education Awards, which is the equivalent of the Oscar ceremonies in the world of higher education, and the winners are announced tomorrow. Our faculties have played a major role in this success, including the faculties of Art, Design and Media, under the excellent leadership of the Dean, Graham Thompson, and the Faculty of Education and Society, under the expert guidance of its Dean, Professor Gary Holmes. The Faculty of Arts, Design and Media's achievements in the creative industries were recognised at the highest level this year. the new Chief Executive of Arts Council England, Darren Henley, described the faculty as one of the best examples in England of a growing breed of universities that work in partnership with Arts Council and local authorities to ensure arts and cultural activities thrive in their local area. High praise indeed. The level of student experience in this faculty is extremely high, as the National Student Survey results show. The photography department is ranked second in the UK for teaching. Art and design is ranked 8th in the UK for overall satisfaction, while media studies now sits 8th in the UK for personal development. The Faculty of Education and Society's National Student Survey results were equally impressive, with 9 out of 10 students saying they were satisfied with their course in history, with the subject area 10th in the UK for personal development. In teacher training, 9 out of 10 students were satisfied with teaching, placing it in the top 20 in the UK. My congratulations to both faculties. I'd like to now turn to you all and first of all offer my sincere thanks and appreciation to parents and guardians, families and friends within the audience, without whose support I have no doubt today's graduates would have had a more difficult time. Secondly, to the marvellous, dedicated and uplifting staff of this university, I offer my sincere thanks. To all of our academic and support staff, your engagement with our students, your unwavering support for their aspirations, and your profound belief that student success is our ultimate goal is inspiring. And finally, most importantly, to our graduates, our very, very warmest congratulations. You represent the success of the institution, and you make us feel very proud. Celebrate this moment, remember those who helped make it possible, and look forward to the future with pride, enthusiasm, and passion. We hope we've helped you build confidence. We hope we've helped you enjoy experiences and meet people you never imagined possible. And we hope you've made enduring connections and built lifelong friendships through your time here. Most importantly, we hope we've shown you new ways of thinking and problem solving that will enable you to become the leaders of tomorrow. This will not happen overnight, of course, but your personal growth and achievements whilst here with us will stand you in good stead to remain open and receptive to new thinking, curious and creative, and resilient and purposeful when times are not so straightforward. We hope you remain in contact with us, and when you do look back at your time here, you remember it with fondness and as life-changing. Please enjoy the ceremony. Remember to clap and cheer your friends as they walk across the stage, and enjoy your moment in the spotlight. It is so very well deserved. Thank you.
I now call upon Graham Thompson, the Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Design and Media, to make his presentation.
Good morning. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following, who's been awarded the degree of Master of Arts in Animation and Design. Tin Cheng Zi. Master of Arts in Ceramics, Eileen Carroll Downs. Emily Hess. Claudia Knott. Jane Alexa Wood. Master of Arts in Curating, William Ray French. Rebecca Amy Simpson. Master of Arts in Design Studies, Francis Michael Fitzgerald. Natalie Moisey. Baswara Raspati Murzid. Hu Quinn Gayen. Karen Leslie Peacock. Master of Arts in Fine Art, Stacey Elizabeth Patterson. Nicola Louise Robinson. Master of Arts in Glass, Martina Adriana Webb. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following, who's been awarded the degree of Master of Arts in Illustration and Design. Chang Ji Lu. Master of Arts in Interactive Media and Motion Graphics, Patrick David Helm. Master of Arts in Journalism, Henry Marshall Hall. Jennifer Mary Harrison. Daniel Stephen McGrath. Lisa Morchan. Puni Thavathi Muthu Kumar. Laura Eve Nolan. Ashley Powney. Master of Arts in Media Production, Amara Usmani. Master of Arts in Photography, Veronica Margaret Congleton. Sushen Liang. Master of Arts in Radio, Nathaniel Dixon. Bridget Helen Hamilton. Master of Arts in Sports Journalism, Thomas Robert Wilson Bage. Simon Richard Hahn. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who've been awarded the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Animation and Design. Hannah Jane Humes. Jason Kwok. Bachelor of Arts in Broadcast Media Production, Kieran Lee Brannan. Bachelor of Arts in Digital Film Production, Benjamin Kelly. Bachelor of Arts in Drama, Chelsea Taylor. Bachelor of Arts in Design, Multimedia and Graphics, Abigail Curry. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who've been awarded the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Film and Media. Bethany Louise Brown. Bachelor of Arts in Fine Art, Colette Jenna Scott. Bachelor of Arts in Fashion, Product and Promotion, Simone Hadji Giorgio. Samantha Johnson. Anushka Louise MacDonald. Bachelor of Arts in Graphic Communication, Jenna Griffiths. Bachelor of Arts in Graphic Design, Jenny Little. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following, who's been awarded the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Illustration and Design, Alan Richardson. Bachelor of Arts in Sports Journalism, Matthew Shevlin. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following, who's been awarded the Certificate of Higher Education in Animation and Design, Lindsay Esther Laidler.
I now call upon the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Julie Mennell, to present those students who have been awarded higher degrees by research.
Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who have been awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Juliet Chenery Robson's practice-led work explored the visualization of the invisible illness myalgic encephalomyelitis, or ME, through photography, text, and participatory practice with sufferers of the condition. ME sufferers often experience physical, social, medical, and political invisibility.
The aim of this research was to create work that could be used as a tool to raise awareness and communicate an understanding of ME to public, artistic and medical audiences. The impact of Juliet's research has had significant reach, helping provide sufferers with a voice through which to convey the many problems they face as they struggle to cope with a life disabled by ME. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in asking Dr. Alexandra Muscovy, Director of Studies for this research degree, to present Dr. Juliet Chenery Robson for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Erin Dixon explored the peculiarities of a building's personality. She described the architectural quirks of the buildings she studied and created a monumental sculpture capturing the architecture. The work has been exhibited in this year's Venice Biennial and included 3D modelled windows that captured bedroom views of places she has lived. Other exhibitions include her kinetic installation in the Tyne pedestrian tunnel and the performance of sleeping on a glass bed, which interprets ideas of home through social and emotional connections. Erin's work's impact is delivered through the adaptation of architectural practice into artistic methodology and the development of a new process using data capture and digital manufacturing to portray photographic imagery in glass. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in asking Dr. Kate Watkinson, Director of Studies for this research degree, to present Dr. Erin Elizabeth Dixon for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Charlie Meacham's Oldham Road project was conducted over 25 years in a post-industrial area along the A62 that connects Manchester to Oldham. The resulting photographic archive is now permanently housed in Gallery Oldham. The archive constitutes a unique record of an ordinary place, one that is not often seen but simply passed through. The project records stages of abandonment, clearance and renewal that would otherwise be forgotten. Charlie considers how this photographic material might be utilised to help current and future generations understand the changes brought on by outside forces of globalisation, financial and social change. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in asking Dr. Carol McKay, Director of Studies for this research degree, to present Dr. Charles Meacham for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Evangelia Karatha-Nasapoulou work examined the concept of intimacy in radio studies and explored the evolution of radio studies as an academic discipline. She focused specifically on the intimacy that develops between the broadcaster and the listener, a concept central to both mainstream and avant-garde radio theory. Evangelia's research revealed a greater range of radio intimacies than was previously considered. In the process, she has provided some unique insights into the way in which radio, despite being a mass medium, establishes close and very personal relationships with listeners, many of whom are drawn to the familiarity and friendliness of voices and sounds. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in asking Dr. Martin Schingler, Director of Studies for this research degree, to present Dr. Evangelia Karatha-Nasapoulou for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Catherine Ting Chiang's research developed cross-cultural approaches to contemporary Western glass jewellery design, based on the Chinese philosophical notion of harmony between man and nature. Catherine created new approaches to glass jewellery designs by using cross-cultural practices, such as examining personal approaches to studio practice, using Chinese paintings, and interpreting them into 3D designs and glass jewellery. She also used techniques such as machine production, 3D printing, waterjet cutting, kiln casting, and lamp working. Catherine's practice-based approach is new and offers a significant contribution to the knowledge and understanding of this area of jewellery design. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in asking Dr. Manny Ling, Director of Studies for this research degree, to present Dr. Catherine Ting Chiang for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. David Cushware's research examined and mapped contemporary ceramics discourse within the UK from 1994 to 2015. The research considered the positions of the practitioner that acknowledge a ceramic artist's capacity to utilise a large and extended range of approaches, and media that understands and expands our understanding of ceramics. David's research was developed outside of the studio within the context of a museum and its collection, providing for the first time a new model of understanding that allows people to engage with a ceramic object in a much more effective way and allows artists, institutions and creators to collaborate better together. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in asking Dr. Carol McKay, on behalf of Dr. Andrew Livingstone, Director of Studies for this research degree, to present Dr. David Cushware for the award of Doctor of Philosophy.
I now call upon Professor Ian Neal, Associate Dean of the Faculty of Education and Society, to make his presentation.
Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following, who has been awarded the degree of Master of Arts in Career Guidance. Susan Lynn Sheldrick. Master of Arts in Education, Advanced Professional Practice, Secondary. Also receiving the Eden Ravenscroft Prize, Laura Ruth Johnston. Catherine Jane Louise Merrilees. Cerise Watson. Master of Arts in English Studies, Munira Al-Hatem. Anna Veronica Maguire. Also receiving the Sir Walter Scott Prize, Darren John Phillips. Also receiving the Sir Walter Scott Prize, Shonam Wahid. Master of Arts in International Education, Eli Rowland Wirth. Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning, Harriet Joanne Clay. Jennifer Lee Cooksey. Janet Barbara Jameson. Jane Shotton. Caroline West. Master of Arts in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Alia Binti Abdul Rahman. Aisha Bilti Abdun Rahman. Jamal Adin Al-Akrami. Amal Alabu Andus. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who have been awarded the Postgraduate Certificate in National Award for Special Educational Needs Coordination. Sarah Bradley. Kate Erskine. Ashley Louise Evans. Leslie Jane Farnaby. Jacqueline Ann Fletcher. Michaela Jane Lake. Alexandra Beth Perrin. Jennifer Margaret Stoker. Faye Constance Waterhouse. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who has been awarded the Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Science with Biology Education. Naomi Louise Sweeney. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who has been awarded the Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Computer Science Education. Craig Martin Milne. Bachelor of Arts in Childhood Studies, Heather Fiona Hall. Bachelor of Arts in Community and Youth Work Studies, Emily Primrose Zariva. Bachelor of Arts in Combined Subjects, Raymond Leonard. Diane Stobbart. Hannah Zarifi. Melissa Louise Warwick. Sarah Willis. Bachelor of Arts in Education and Training, Vicky Best. David Anthony Foley. Jill Halliwell. Julie Mitchell. Patrick Joseph Morrissey. David Pearce. Diane Roundtree. Hazel Amber Saint. Susan Pamela Scott. Darren William Wetherill. Bachelor of Arts in English and Creative Writing, James Angus. Bachelor of Arts in English Education Studies, Mark Shaw. Bachelor of Arts in English Language and Literature, Amy O'Sullivan. Bachelor of Arts in Primary Education, Nicola Jane Henderson. Faye Laura Stevenson. Charlotte Carter. Bachelor of Arts in Sociology, Yasmin Louise Ram. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who have been awarded the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Social Work. Andrea Deborah Nicol. Julie Salmon. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who have been awarded the degree of Bachelor of Science in Combined Subjects. James Cushley. Carly Hart. Bachelor of Science in Criminology. James Pickering. Bachelor of Science in Health and Social Care. Hannah Ray. Eleanor Jane Wilkinson. Emmeline Linda Rose Zariva. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who has been awarded the Diploma of Higher Education in Health and Social Care. Bibiek Polly. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who has been awarded the Certificate of Education in Post-Compulsory Education and Training. Natalie Victoria Brown. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who have been awarded the Certificate of Higher Education in Health and Social Care. Rahman Pishkan Ari. Avisha Eleanor Izadi. Certificate of Higher Education in Childhood Studies. Natasha Cole. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following graduates. Daniel Taylor. Bikaya Rashidi.
I now call upon the Deputy Vice-Chancellor to present a student from the Faculty of Education and Society who has been awarded a high degree by research.
Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting the following who have been awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Natalie Scott explored the role of the voice of the author in poetry, working with her existing published collection, Birth, Voices of the Titanic. Through her work, she examined the process by which a widely documented story, such as that of the Titanic, can be communicated in a distinctive poetic retelling, which lets the subject matter speak for itself, rather than relying on the input of a dominant narrator. Natalie's research brings forward the importance of polyphonic or many-voiced approach to the telling of a story, particularly when the story is so complex that a single voice cannot fulfill the telling of the whole story. Vice-Chancellor, I have pleasure in asking Dr. Alison Younger, Director of Studies for this research degree, to present Dr. Natalie Scott for the award of Doctor of Philosophy.
I now call upon Sonem Wahid to give a vote of thanks on behalf of the student body.
Good morning, Vice-Chancellor, Chairman, distinguished guests, academic staff, fellow graduates and family and friends. On behalf of all the graduates, this morning from the Faculty of Arts, Design and Media and the Faculty of Education and Society, I would like to propose a vote of thanks. As Albert Einstein suggested, wisdom is not a product of schooling, but the lifelong attempt to acquire it. I can honestly say that our success lies in the hands of all of the staff at university who taught and supported us through our years of study. When deadlines were looming, you were there to guide us. I know that I will not be standing here today if not for academics such as Dr. Alison Younger, Dr. Colin Younger, Dr. Susan Mandela, Professor Peter Dempsey, and Dr. Barry Lewis. Through the motivation, insightful observations, and inspiring teaching, played a pivotal role in shaping me into a scholar that I am today. I have no doubt that my fellow graduates can also identify academics that have had a similar impact on their university experiences. At the University of Sunderland, we have been truly lucky to be supervised by academic staff who have ignited our love for learning and a passion for our discipline that will remain long after graduation. We could not thank you more. But we also owe thanks to admin staff, support staff, and technical staff who dragged long forgotten books out of storage for us and resolved many IT difficulties, especially recovering Word documents when forgetting to save them. We thank you sincerely for your crucial role in the progress of many of our degrees. Of course, thanks are due to our families and loved ones who have made sacrifices in order for us to be here today. My parents could finally joyfully clap for dealing with less frequent mood swings now. Our families and loved ones have used themselves as bridges over which they invited us to cross, listened to our constant frustrations regarding finance, tolerated our complaints about assignments, lent a shoulder when disappointed, and celebrated our successes. We express deep gratitude for your moral and financial support, which facilitated our crossing to our next step in life. I would like to wish my fellow graduates all the best as we all move on to an exciting new future. The university's Alumni Association work hard to maintain contact with all graduates. So let us keep in touch through our online community at www.sunderland.ac.uk/alumni. On that note, I think it is fitting to end with a quote by one of my favourite Irish authors, Oscar Wilde. What seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. My fellow graduates, we are here today because we endured all of the setbacks and we worked hard to succeed together. Therefore, may I invite all graduates to stand with me to give a round of applause as a sign of our appreciation and gratitude to all those who helped pave our road to learning. Thank you. Thank you.
I now call upon Mr. Chris Mullin to address you.
Anybody seen that Alan Bennett play, A Question of Attribution, in which Prunella Scales plays the Queen beautifully? Well, standing up here shaking all those hands reminds me of Prunella Scales' role in that film. I once asked her whether the Queen had ever seen the play, and she said, well, she never came to the theatre, but sometime later Prunella was invited to Buckingham Palace to a reception, and they all had to line up as you do and shake hands with the Queen. And as she was pulling away, the Queen whispered in her ear, I suppose you think you should be doing this. Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Stadium of Light, where I have to say, I'm sorry to say, that the magnificence of the stadium is not always matched by the quality of the football. Although by some miracle we managed to beat Crystal Palace on Monday night. First, may I congratulate all those of you who are receiving a degree today. This is the point in which I normally ask the graduates to stand up and applaud their parents and family, but that's just been done, so I'm going to have to omit that part. To those not from these parts, may I say I hope you've enjoyed your time in Sunderland, and that in years to come you will look back fondly on the time that you've spent here. You are about to go out into the world. Perhaps you've already done so. Maybe you've already embarked on your chosen career, but if you haven't, don't lose heart. We're all aware that these are difficult times. I'm a writer by profession. Although now reasonably successful, I have a large stack of rejection letters from publishers to prove that it wasn't always so. Even J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter books, and the first one, I think, in an Edinburgh cafe because she couldn't afford the heating bill to sit at home during the winter. Even she has a pile of rejection letters from publishers. Mind you, in her case, I imagine the publishers are suicidal with grief. My point is this, that along with a good education, determination and perseverance are the key to success. And finally, 3 small pieces of advice based on my 60-odd years of life. First, education doesn't finish on the day that you leave university. On the contrary, you will be on a learning curve for the rest of your life. And that is not to be regretted, it is to be enjoyed. Second, if you achieve material success in life, as many of you will, be sure to put something back into the world. Don't just take. And third, the greatest challenge of the 21st century, bar none, is how we human beings can learn to live sustainably. If we continue to use up the resources of the planet as if there is no tomorrow, then there will be no tomorrow. And that is going to be the big political challenge of your lifetime. And none of us, whatever our political persuasion, can afford to ignore it. Nor is it something that can be left to politicians to worry about. We all have to take responsibility for the way in which we live our lives. I leave you with this thought. There is more to life than shopping. Once again, congratulations to you all and good luck.
I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor to confer the awards on those students presented here today and those students who are qualified but who are unable to be present.
Hello again, everyone, and what a lovely ceremony that was. And if I may just take a moment to thank the student who gave the vote of thanks on behalf of the students. That was a splendid set of words that were used there. We're very grateful to hear all of those kind comments. And of course, a big thank you to Chris Mullen, who always has something interesting and exciting to say to us. I'm never very sure about the shopping comment, though, as I said to Chris earlier. I have to think about that one. Anyway, end of the ceremony, so it's my great joy to ask all of our students to please stand. And if you could place your mortarboards on your heads. Could take a long time. Cameras to the ready? Yeah. We all sorted? Just about. Okay. By the authority vested in me as Vice-Chancellor of the University of Sunderland, I now formally admit you to the degrees, diplomas and certificates for which you have been presented here today. Many congratulations to you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the ceremony. Now would you please all stand as the procession leaves.